invading.
Yeah, Doran possibly in trouble on his set. Knockup comes down, but Zoom unable to close the gap.
Key focus.
First blood.
I mean, this is really
down.
great strategy, you know. The potential last game of the day, you just cheese Ollie.
Oh yeah. And also, we have to remember the synergy of Pyke into the Tahm Kench. So I think this bottom lane is just going to be even better for DRX. With the fact that Kerry can go through the Grey Health on Lumao.
Yeah, and also I actually asked to Keria what he thinks about the Kalista Pyke combo, and he just said that, I mean, Pyke itself is not that strong lane, but Kalista Pyke is actually a really strong lane, because if you hook one target, then Kalista can chase forever.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And also, you can go as deep as you want on Pyke and immediately get Fates called out of there, and you're absolutely fine.
Yeah, so he thinks that Kalista Pyke is great tool for early lane pressure as well. So I just want to see what he said.
Yeah,
I mean, he showed it before in the LCK regular season.
Yeah, true.
I have no doubt. So he's already showing.
Yeah, look, he's going to come down, and maybe the Tahm Kench. I know we talk about Tahm Kench a lot in a negative light and things like that, but a good Tahm Kench is still very, very good, as PftbKmTo0W4 standing on an enemy ward. Kanavi doing exactly the same thing. Both of them are going to be farming things out. We'll see whether Kanavi is actually going to be able to get any sort of steal here. Of course, he does have vision, but unable to do so. PftbKmTo0W4 not going to be able to get any cheeky smites or anything like that, as he didn't have it available. But just walks into the enemy jungle and steals a red buff. This is what happens when you're just a bit stronger in the jungle as far as health. And the first couple of clears for the Echo jungle can be a little bit dangerous. As Deft lining up the pierces. I actually love champions where you can tell that a player is really good on it by certain skill expression. Like, you never have to like push Ren stacks into your opponent with your Pierce in order to win games as Kalista.
Oh yeah.
But when you see it happen, you're like, oh damn, like this guy's really good as
yeah. At the minute 2 or like minute 3, you already realize that this game is gonna be really easy.
Yeah.
This Kalista,
we got a good one here. We're finding some success here, pushing in this wave towards the top side. Continuing that pressure, as is the DRX way. But JDG, bot side control. Kanavi going to take away some chickens. Now eyes are going to be on the jungle to see who is going to be able to stand tall. PftbKmTo0W4 walks on around. Kanavi actually, as he gets the slide down. Chomp onto Kanavi. Parallel convergence avoided there by PftbKmTo0W4. Chovy comes on in. I believe that was a slow that did land, but Chovy doesn't get there in time. Going to be a slight lead picked up here as that camp was stolen away. There gets his aftershock damage down onto Lumao, but this lane hasn't really evolved into much at this point in time, apart from Deft having a slight gold advantage, especially given the amount of extra minions here.
Yeah, and I really think when the timing that the DRX is looking for the ball lane game.
Well, that's the stun actually, as the exhaust has to come out. He just let Loken go home, and now the rend is going to come through. And, oh, there's the flash, and Deft locks down the kill for first blood. That's the kind of bloodthirst we've been looking for.
First blood for Kalista, and especially when it's Deft.
Yeah.
It's great news. Already great news, and this is what they needed. Early game leads from mid or bot lane. Mid is already doing a great job. By himself, he's already having great time with the CS lead, and yeah, their bot lane already got the lane solo kill. It's so important. I was gonna talking about when the timing that DRX can actually gank both, because with the Trundle, Pyke, and Kalista, it's unmissable against Tahm Kench kind of champion, you know.
Oh yeah, the chase potential is just insane. You're exactly right.
So one pillar can be one summoner spells, but they don't even need to gank them. It's just 2v2. I mean, obviously, it's not like 2v2, but they just got some kind of mistake potential point by JDG's bot lane, and clean. That was just clean.
I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't expecting Deft to go for that flash. my LCK brain was like, there's no way. They're like, they're satisfied with the summoner spells. Totally okay. Nope. Deft. Bloodthirsty as ever. Locks down that kill. Great to see. Misses that CS. Not so great to see.
I mean, I do believe there is a lot of Deft fans, right? In the world. And most of the fans were like really missing him when he was in LPL, because when he was in LPL, he was just this monster.
Oh, dude, I know. I was there for his whole career.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
his
why
whole LPL career. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
I didn't cast him when he was on Samsung Blue back in the day.
I mean, yeah, that's why everyone was like waiting for killing machine Deft, you know?
Yeah, waiting for him to come back, right?
Yeah.
Because him in the LPL sort of evolved. He used to be known as this teamfight positioning AD carry that didn't necessarily lane super well. That was always in. But since he was in the LPL, it was just, you know, he was how Imp played and then better by the end of his stay, right? Imp's still a player in his own right, but just Deft certainly did have that evolution, especially on this champion. I think if you look into the history of Deft, like he couldn't actually play Kalista for the longest time. It was really difficult for him. But now you can see certainly a problem, and it was him and Uzi that were the Kalista players in the LPL by the end of Deft learning how to play the champion. So just a little bit of a walk down memory lane, guys. I guess you don't really need information from 4 or 5 years ago, but you have it anyway. So there you go.
I mean, it's always great to listen to the stories that the player has, you know?
I mean, that's what's really cool about League of Legends these days, right? Because it has been around for a really long time, and you do get to have those stories, right? Like Rio versus Faker is always something that's like so cool to bring up again, and so many people do still talk about it.
Yeah.
Ambition versus Faker in Faker's first game is still one of those moments that so many people remember, especially if you were watching it live.
Exactly.
Like, it's just really cool to have these historical moments that are just going to stay with the squad forever. Now, DRX, they are staying with approximately a 600 gold lead this part of the game, and a Cloud Drake with our first dragon. So we won't have a Cloud Soul this game.
That is great.
We have bookended the Cloud Souls.
So Ocean or Inferno.
So we got the spicy ones.
I love those.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's like spicy ramen. Spicy ramen, you know? Because like it's all about water and spiciness.
Yeah, true.
Water and heat. Oh, that's exactly the possibilities that we have. The dream spicy ramen situation. You can tell that it's game 6. About dragons as if they're food. Don't worry, we have eaten, guys. I'm just crazy. Chovy clears out this minion wave very easily. 10 CS in the lead at the moment. Carnaby, though, is ahead by quite a few camps, actually.
Yeah, quite a few camps, but not like huge level difference at this point. And Trundle is gonna have easier time than Echo.
Yeah,
when you think about the rotation and the team fight positioning, then it's way easy for the Trundle side. But at the same time, Kanavi is fine with just farming, you know? He wanted to farm.
Yeah. That's what he's here for.
Yeah.
Koshik actually managed to get a whole bunch of camps at the same time, so the lead wasn't exactly as much as I thought. Now you can see DRX, they have focused on a lot of vision towards the top side, playing around Doran, who is very even at the moment with Zoom, but he's controlled his lane quite nicely. You can see the push mid lane there still belongs to Chovy. And Carrier and Deft remain on the bottom side, so you can see there are pings towards the Herald. Na'Vi not going to be going towards it at all. And Pyosik just going to take this one for free, so no rotation necessary. And Pyosik just picks that one up. So free objective, great news here for DRX.
With only 1 kill as well. Both teams are just way passive than our first like 1 or 2 games.
It's so funny because Deft and Carrier definitely went way more aggressive than we've seen so far today in that brief moment, but now not so much the case. Deft bouncing around this bottom lane will utilize his Vampiric Scepter to keep himself alive. Carrier slinks off into Fog of War, takes himself home. that big mechanical worm, I guess? I don't know. Never really understood what the old Project Pike was all about with that big wormy thing. That's fine. Maybe it's a snake, like an anaconda. It's got like a piratey vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright. It's just metal. Cool.
Just metal, yeah. I mean, I'm glad to see DRX's mid AD is ahead this year. Just in lane.
Well, Pftbk almost gets stunned up there. Chomp goes down onto Knavi, but JDG do have to pull away. Pftbk, in fact, held onto his subjugate. I thought he might actually use that to try and keep himself alive. Maybe a panic button is now Carrier. Losing the flash onto Loken.
Oh, man.
Doesn't get it. That's the pullback. Parallel convergence is down, though, as Deft is in trouble. Knavi gonna help lock down that kill for Loken as Equalizer comes down onto Lumao and Loken right here, but teleport will come forward. Knavi gonna dash around this one. Bone Skewer not enough as now Chovy looking for Yagao and Lumao, but finds himself on the wrong side of these tracks. And it looks like he is just going to fall. I don't know whether there's anywhere for him to go. Not enough scrap shields. That's a great long-range stun. And the flash from Zoom. I mean, there are flashes that I'd use, and there are flashes that I wouldn't, but it's still a kill, right? And eventually Chovy goes down.
I saw him maybe failing Q and E combo into the wall, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, everyone thought that JD DRX has great start in that kind of skirmishes, but
yeah,
Loken, he didn't use any sounds before because he trusted in his support. The Litmal, what he did in that skirmishes was just so perfect. Like his Devour just saved, and it turned back to JDG to win this skirmish so perfect.
I want to see what happens with the death from below as well, because I don't think the carrier really got any value out of it whatsoever, or whether he even used it. Because, yeah, I don't think anyone got down low enough for him to even find an opportunity, so that's really disappointing. Very close to being in range to get those resets. We're going to go back to live. The gold now becomes completely even between these two teams. The one big difference is the 4 turret plates that Doran was able to take down on the top side. And yeah, he's looking quite frightening. Has himself the makings of a Blade of the Ruin King, and as well that Execution is calling just for the laning phase. Also works very, very well against things like Tarn, Echo, and Aatrox, so not exactly going to be an Execution is calling you're going to sell or anything like that, as DRX do put down Shelly with 30 seconds left to go on those plates. Carrier doesn't quite find the Bone Skewer, but they will be able to give those plates over to Chovy.
Wow, they're actually getting a lot of plates, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra gold. Bottom side, they haven't quite been able to. 10 seconds until they do dissipate. So I think Loken's actually pretty happy about the position of the game he's in. As Zoom finds himself the Infernal Chain, but Doran's just concerned about going home. And just wants Zoom to leave him alone.
Yeah, I mean, if DRX can just stack up the Drake, then it will be really great for the late game as well. Because it's gonna be Ocean or Infernal Drake Soul, so it doesn't matter if they lose top turret.
No, Doran! Oh, this is not what you want to do.
That is true.
Yeah, Parallel Convergence comes down, but they're not going to go for the dive, actually. Not enough minions, I guess. Because it's going to be Ocean Soul this game. No Infernals. So many Honey Fruits have now spawned for those of us who are a little bit hungry for some extra fruit. Always good, guys. Make sure you eat your fruit, wash your hands, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I thought they're just gonna try to just dive Doran, but I think they know that Doran has flash.
Yeah, well, he's gonna flash now. But it has bought a lot of time here, and because he didn't die in that first dive, DRX had enough time to lock down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. Continue pushing forward, and like you say, get themselves the second Drake of the game. Teleport from the Syndra to pick up the minion wave. Bottom lane. But Chovy very close to collecting his Morellonomicon, which, as we illustrated before, not a low value item, especially not with Equalizer proccing so effectively in an AoE. I want to see Doran get into a teamfight though. We know how effective this set is. We saw exactly what Lumao was capable of in their previous game that allowed JDG to get on the board here in this tournament. I want to see whether Doran can show us what we know he's capable of, because he's done it in the regular season of the LCK.
Yeah. But maybe they don't take fight until the next Drake spawns, because they don't have to, technically.
Yeah.
Phelios always wants to just farm it out. And also, I don't think right now the DRX's top and mid lane has great item to fight. At least they need to have first cool. And maybe this is the timing that JDG wants to push it, because their damage dealer is already completed the item.
Well, Yoshik puts down a pillar. 4 members of JDG in this area, but not able to be CC'd or anything like that. Deft and Carrier just clear up the minion wave. And staring down the barrel of an aggressive-looking JDG at this stage of the game. Still, no triggers to be pulled just yet. As Doran does find Zoom. Smacks him against the wall there as the Haymaker comes down, and now Pyoshik looks to try and lock down this kill. Carrier dives on over. Will he actually be able to find the death from below the end? Yes. Pops him, and Lumao not there in time, so a bunch of extra gold goes over to Chovy. And Carrier is continuing to scale up as well. So DRX showing exactly what this Pyke is capable of. The more kills that he is going to get, the more dangerous he's going to get as well. Chovy with the equalizer can actually use that to save this turret if he wants to, not opting into it.
They're automatically getting a top turret as well. Oh, wow. There's no man in the top lane.
Is this just macro played? Working out in favor of DRX at this stage. First, it's a free Herald. Now, free top lane out of turret. Earlier, free bottom lane out of turret. And all for what? Is sort of the question.
Yeah. And this is the timing that they're not going to avoid to fight, by the way. Because the top lane and mid lane already got the item after that reset. And also, they got the extra kill in the top lane as well. And then Pyke got reset. How perfect is that?
Yeah.
Everything is just going well for DRX.
And Carrier also knew exactly what was, I think he bone skewered and put the Aatrox in exactly the right position, which is sort of the guaranteed combo to make sure that you will lock that one down. So just showing the Carrier just pretty good at the old Pyke. He had probably one of the best performances this year on the Pyke.
On support role.
Yeah. That I think there was only a few other Pikes that came in. I know Effort plays a fair bit of it. The Morgana Pyke being a famous one that him and Bang started off a while ago now. I believe it was in 2018. They were the few games that they managed to win, was that particular combo. But this year, Mia played it, and then Carrier showed us exactly how it's supposed to be played. As he was just so damn good.
Yeah?
Fed first blood and then hard carry. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. But anyways, the time has come for the third Drake in this game, and finally we got the Ocean Drake.
And is it time for JDG to fight? Are they going to try and stop the Ocean Soul Point from being locked down by Dragon X, or can they afford to let this one go in favor of continuing to scale?
They should at least look for the fight, you know, because if you let them have 3 Drakes, then you are kind of forced to just go for the Drake next time, you know?
Yeah.
And they do not want to be forced, obviously, when it comes to the Nashor dance with the 4th Drake. And yeah, it looks like JDG really wants to defend this Drake.
Well, they do currently have position. Some wards down here. DRX still with control of the Pixel Brush, given the fact that there aren't a lot of sweepers left remaining, as you can see. None of them there, only Carrier with his up. Just trying to look for an angle. Pillar comes out.
Dragon Dance is here.
Yeah.
Dancing around.
And Loken actually does manage to go all the way around to get back into a better position. Doran wants this flank. He dives on into it. Parallel convergence finds about nothing as there's the equalizer. It is taken, so Soul Point's going to be there. But now, can they also win the team fight? The answer is going to be no. Kanavi gets himself out to safety, and now Carrier in relative no man's land, but does dash himself out, and DRX get inside track on this outer turret in mid lane. JDG, I mean, they don't technically lose the fight, but they lose the fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Dragon Soul, but as I said, they're gonna be forced for the 4th Drake, and they missed the Herald's Eye.
by the way.
They got the header, but they didn't.
Right, so they killed the Heralds and they left the Ice sitting there.
Yeah.
That's a disaster.
Yeah, and also, look at the equalizer, man. Good pillar.
And I didn't really know where Doran went. I got a bit confused in this fight because Doran kind of disappeared.
I mean, he
into
flashed
nowhere.
in,
yeah.
but at the same time, Yagao did super play. He just eat at the same time.
And so
when
he got
flashed
immediately interrupted.
Yeah,
and so denied,
yeah. That was unlucky, but that was really great equalizer into Pyoshik's still on the Drake. So, in 4 minutes, JDG really has to like decide something. Either you just go for Nasher or just 50-50 Drake again. But if you lose this 50-50 this time, then you're gonna lose the game.
Well, exactly.
And your
Ocean Soul is so incredibly
it's
strong.
It's so important, especially when you're playing Trundle.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Literally unkillable.
I mean, I think he's still building a Warmox, but he's gonna have like double Warmox.
Oh man.
That's really silly. Pyoshik. With that phase rush as well, so runs pretty damn fast. Leandri's Torment on the way here for Chovy. Once those 2 items come in, he's going to be very strong. Speaking of which, Deft has hit those 2 items. Does still have considerable CS advantage, but otherwise he's been pretty quiet since that first bout of aggression. You can see it's still 2-2, right? I find it really weird because we haven't really talked about this game as having lull states and things like that.
Yeah.
But it is very low kills, despite there still being a lot of, posturing and thinking about fights and trying to get angles. This hasn't quite worked as Kerry's going to get himself a stun.
Here we go.
Comes down, Face Breaker's in there, so much CC, but there's the Superplex. Zoom now does connect.
Oh,
beautiful. The Haymaker is going to be enough damage. Not going to get it with a death from below, but still, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game Keria definitely deserved the POG, by the way. He's doing most of the jobs that DRX needed, I mean, I literally said
kill contribution.
Yeah, and also I literally said they don't have to do anything for 3 minutes because there is nothing to fight. Maybe Nasher can control, but I don't think JDG is gonna come in for that.
Miller comes down. Kanavi looking to just dive onto Pyoshik, who's flashing out of this one. Moonlight Vigil comes in. A fair bit of extra damage available, but still. Pyoshik is going to survive. Maybe that has something to do with the Mountain Drake and the Ocean Drake. Don't want to do the calculations just yet, but they do get a flash out of the Smite. And Missile Voyage comes in. Loken going to soak a hell of a lot of damage, actually, from this one as Yagao moves towards the top side. See whether he can actually utilize that Scout of the Week, as the first Harpoon is going to miss, and I have a feeling that Chovy is going to be dead this time, guys. Yep. I hate to break it to you. He doesn't have any stopwatch or anything like that, as DRX do lock down permanent vision, at least for the duration of this death timer on the Baron Pit. Not too much to worry about, but a couple of whoopsies there from DRX, and if they continue some sloppy plays, then JDG is certainly a team consistent enough to just find their way back in. So yeah, DRX not able to, they aren't allowed to go back to old tendencies.
Anyways, that was really great roam by Keria. So even though they had nothing to do, he still looks for the plays and they got the advantage. But at the same time, JDG, they didn't give up. They're looking for the plays, and still there is one more huge, large, tremendous test that they have. Fourth Drake. The Dragon Soul.
Yeah, 30 seconds. And Chovy will have Flash, Heal, and his Equalizer available. All sums available for Deft as well, and that means that Keria has one extra escape tool. Yeah, Zoom.
There is great TP Ward behind them, by the way. They are looking for the angles.
I have a feeling Zoom certainly is. Doran possibly able to come in as well, but there are so many JDG wards in this area. DRX haven't really done their homework. As they are going to move over, they clear out a fair bit of this vision, but Zoom gets himself into this crush. Doran just trying to be a bulky wall in the front of this one. Kanavi's actually pretty squishy, goes down to half with a couple of spells for JDG. They do feel like they can start off this Ocean Drake. He's going to go down fast.
2K?
Doran is going to dive on in. They're just going to look for the team fight. There's the Equalizer. Face Breaker's brilliant as well as the Haymaker keeps him alive. A Bone Skewer lands onto Loken as the death from below is not going to come out just yet. Finally it comes in, but it is going to be Keria taken out, and now DRX trying to fight for their lives. Lumao is going to be traded, and Loken eventually falls down. Chovy taking matters into his own hands and depth there. With the Pierce trying to get the work done. Kanavi, parallel convergence, a little bit too defensive for his liking, I believe. But now Doran looking for Yagao as Kanavi is going to be taken here. Dev. Oh my god, the baseline was so close. The pillar even better as Doran doesn't have the haymaker. And that was a little bit overly aggressive. Still, team fight win for DRX, but Drake stolen away by JDG. They are still in this one.
Yep. Still in the game. There is another 3 minutes of farming, I guess. Because right now, I really feel like both teams can actually team fight. Because Loken, being playing this game, so calm and collected.
And he's got 3 items now. Like, he is so strong.
Is TK ready for the redemption and Ziggs? Oh yeah, he's looking for it. He's looking for it, by the way.
The dream.
Lamau is his best support.
Just buff up Loken as much as possible. Language difference, by the way, and still playing this well together.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Loken. Navi still in a bit of trouble there, but you can see Loken with Crescendum and Calibrum. Just not a combo of weapons that you want to be going up against.
Yeah.
In this stage of the game, especially.
You said you talked about the language barrier, and I really think it should be more like spotlighted when it comes to like esports, you know?
Yeah, and when they have really good synergy, and how amazing that must be, right?
Exactly. And slowly, they can slowly chase because they have Pike and Trundle. Even like equalizer for extra chase, but I think DRX is more like calm and collected at this point. They were going pretty aggressive compared to last 2 games, but this time around they're just like think more about it and more steps and more vision controls. And if we can for sure win the fight, then just flash it.
And they also know that if they win right here, they are just in the semifinals, right?
In the semifinals.
Whereas after this, they have to win the next game. And it could be the same matchup, right? And that the mind games that happen there, it's just not something that you want to have to deal with.
So, if it's just straight up 5v5, can they actually win at this point? Can you sure about it? I really think it's just half-half.
If Chovy can get here,
oh wait,
Loken! What was that? Oh no, Lumao not actually in range, and now Chovy's going to turn up. Oh, right as we were singing his praises, wasn't able to get that work done, as there's the resets that we were talking about. A little bit late on the equalizer, but that, guys, might just be game. One little misstep, one slightly out of position foot, and your dreams of continuing on at MSC may have just been revoked.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great pillar by Koshik ISO. So that kind of separated JDG.
Oh man, and it was right as Loken and Lumao's flashes were just about to come up cooldown as well.
Yeah. That is just so sad, but... And yeah, I mean, JDG might thought that, oh yeah, we can for sure win the team fight, but hitting the mid tower without flash, that was
Yeah.
Really greedy mistake.
I'm glad that you actually brought this up earlier on as well, that it is greedy to hit the mid tower when you're very low range. And if you have Severin, onslaught, things like that, you are pretty low range.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be able to talk about that as Lumao has to put the Devourer on cooldown.
It's not over yet.
Very speedy. And now we're looking for an Ocean Soul on the side of DRX. Loken is back here. It's still another 5v5. Don't have Equalizer yet available. As Kanavi gets himself a stun, they're going to take down Doran before this fight has really started in earnest. As Carrier gets himself out of the way. There's the Equalizer finally coming in, but the second Ocean Drake for JDG and another denial. Okay, now the resets might come in as Def throws down the ultis, trying to get this one working. Another reset, no, not quite able to get it done. Yagao eventually falls, but Chovy trades himself for it, and now it's the Def show. Can he get the resets? The answer is no, as Pyoshik was strong, but not strong enough. A triple kill here for Loken, and JDG, they get an ace, and they might be able to get something else, but there's no Baron. And there's not too much more for them to collect here on this map, other than a few stray turrets.
I think Def still has flash and heal. That's kind of sad. I really thought that Def could actually just triple kill right there.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Maybe he uses it a little bit earlier.
Let's see. And the fight was just Doran getting one-shotted by Korea. He did a lot, and I think that was really great comeback. It could be, but the heal from Loken.
Oh, the Loken heal was actually, that was the game-winning play.
Oh. That was...
Oh my god, you're right.
I think there was a chance for just healing and just flashing out and just kiting.
Absolutely.
I really think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate there for Def. But saving his heal and flash for the next fight, potentially. But remember, I mean, that was a fight that DRX weren't really set up for. Chovy got his ultimate back off cooldown halfway through, and that was just after Doran had died already. So DRX really do need to tidy up their play. They rely on Doran to be able to get these superplexes into the backline to allow for a multi-man equalizer. And you can then layer that with so much more of what DRX have, and their parts fit together really nicely.
Yeah.
However, you lose some of those, you're certainly not going to be able to fight with the same level of potency, and Loken will be Aphelios.
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple that Aphelios is going to outscale Kalista in the late game. And especially, I mean, Loken kind of failed in the mid lane, but after that he just got the triple kills and eventually huge again.
Yeah.
So I think JDG loves to do straight up 5v5, but this
Devour comes
like really
in.
bad.
It's a fight on a couple of different fronts here as Kanavi and Yagao looking to try and get back. Another Bone Skewer comes on in as Deft is dancing around, but DRX playing this one a little bit more reserved, and that's going to be the pick up. Kanavi immediately ults though, so it is going to be denied. And the Bone Skewer is going to miss. Lumao trying to light on the side of this fight. No flash for Carrier, so he can't close distance. As Pyoshik with his Subjugate is going to be able to get his health back, and now Carrier stands on top of a ward.
Man, Ocean Drake.
Oh my goodness.
Because of the Ocean Drake, there is Honeyfruit.
Yep, there's Honeyfruit, but there's also a lot of regen for both of these teams, and JDG a little bit more because they've now stacked up 2. If they get towards Ocean Soul themselves, it's even more disgusting because they stacked up 4 of them. And so it's getting real dicey for DRX.
Then I'm 100% sure that JDG is going to win the team fight after that. But right now I feel like it's really 50-50 because DRX has a potential to just kite them down, and they don't need to just straight up 5v5. All they need to do is just avoid to straight up 5v5 and try to kite out and wait for their skills, mainly Pyoshik's Pilla, Trundle's Pilla, and Carrier's Hook. And at that timing, that was really great chase, but he couldn't end it.
Now I've got a question.
Yeah.
With Ocean Drake and Baron spawning relatively close to one another, is there ever a thought in DRX's mind to give away Soul Point to just guarantee a free Baron?
I think that's impossible because Drake is going to be one shot, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. It does
like in like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's.
And then they also have a
2 TPs and TK.
Yeah.
That's not possible. So they should have vision control. I mean, DRX can definitely decide to just go Nasher, but I think the timing-wise, they should focus on the Drake first. I mean, for sure they can just give up.
They should try and just get the Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, for sure they can just give up and set up the better vision for the Nasher fight, but I don't think they want that, you know? And I think that's pretty bad. And JDG wants that. They really want to go for the lake if they have Aphelios and Syndra and TK. And even Aatrox for the team fight. So I think this is the timing that DRX can actually pop off.
Well, you can see parallel conversions coming in. It's JDG that are looking for a potential fight. They're pushing DRX back for what feels like one of the first times this game. Carrier getting into a flanking scenario. Chovy also trying to find his opportunity.
He's in the brush.
Going down. Yeah, exactly. Carrier gets in there. Ward goes down though, so his position is now known. Chovy joins him. I don't think Chovy's position is something that JDG are aware of. As now DRX looking for a pincer play. There's the equalizer onto 3. Superplex comes in. As now Carrier wants to get into position. Yagao pulled out of the fight though. As Doran goes down low. The stopwatch is going to be there, but Deft is dead so early. And Carrier did nothing throughout the entire fight. Finally, he dives on top of the AD carry, but is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. As now Pyoshik is trying to flash himself out. Carrier dies. They can do it. Without Yagao, it's Loken that's doing all the work here, and maybe, just maybe, DRX have ran out of steam.
Outskill is real. Outskill is happening. Loken definitely outskilled the enemy AD carry and him.
But also, just Carrier being out of position at that point in time meant that it was impossible to try and get any sort of execution onto Loken. So, a little bit mechanical misplay, a little bit just being outscaled, and JDG will create the 3-team tie. And we will have 2 more matches tonight, guys. We are going the distance this time around. As you're going to need to ask for a raise, my friend, if you've got 2 best-of-5 scars tomorrow, just FYI.